I'm gonna show you 5 amazing tricks with decal machine that you weren't aware of that will save you a lot of time and a lot of headache. Hey guys, Ryuu here from Blender Bros, and let's get started. Now if you're new to Blender and you don't really know what the hell is going on, grab our free course. It's called Hard Surface Jumpstart in Blender. It's gonna teach you everything you need to know about UI, tools, workflows, rendering, everything, and bring you up to speed very quickly. It's been downloaded by nearly 45,000 people, so it's a really popular course. So go ahead and grab it. Like I said, it's free. Okay, let me show you some really cool tricks with decal machine now. So first one's going to be slicing the axis of a decal. So let's say you have a situation like this and you want to move a decal to this face, right? What we're going to do is select this face, shift S with machine tools to face. So we're going to move a cursor to face, and we're going to add a decal now. So add a decal, like a rounded one, right? Now if you want to grab these decals or the trim sheets, we have a pack on our website. It's also on Blender Market now store. Links are in the video description, and you can save like $200 on this pack when you get it, so it's really good value for money. So here what we're going to do is we're going to move this decal to the cursor, so shift S and to cursor, right? I'm using machine tools for it. Now this decal is a bit too large, right? But what we're going to do, we're going to move it up here on the z-axis, and we're going to scale this a little bit so it kind of fits the way we want it to fit, like this, right? And then D and Alt, hold Alt, project, move your mouse and slap it. Right now you see that there is an axis here of this decal around this face, and what if you wanted to, for example, grab something here like a like a loop, right? And you wanted to, let's say, I don't know, extrude it down or something, right? grab that and alt your macro down, right? So this decal technically gonna be floating, you see that? So in order to kind of trim this decal, what we can do, we can use a boolean, right? So what you can do is, we grab this cylinder, borrow this cylinder, and then GZ, move it up here, right? Scale it so you can actually see the decal here. So maybe, I don't know, that big, right? And we're going to remove the bevel because, bevel is a bad idea to use with booleans. And what we're gonna do now is we're going to shade this as a wire, okay? So to settings, and we're gonna shade it as wire, okay? So we can see it. Now we're going to select the decal, right? And then we're going to press Q, and we're gonna go to booleans and slash. And when you do that, okay, you're gonna be able to select these corners here and literally delete them. So now the decal is nicely trimmed, and you can now recover the cutter because this decal has a cutter on it, right? And you can actually scale it in to the size you want. You see, you can trim it as much as you want. So let's trim it like that. And then you have a much smaller decal here in the middle, okay? So there you go. That's how you trim decals with boolean. So that's tip number 1. Another tip I'm going to give you is projecting decals on, kind of tricky surfaces. So let's say we have, a surface like this, right? And let's say you have a bevel on it and you wanted to slap a decal here to go at this angle. Now, it's going to be rather difficult because, decals are being projected from the top, right? So let me just borrow this mat here. So if I'm going to grab a decal here, let's say, I don't know, let's say this, or maybe not this one. Let's grab this one, right? And I wanted to project it at an angle. It's going to be a bit tricky, right? If I'm going to project this decal now, it's going to get projected from the normal of this face, meaning it's going to be a bit like a long sun shadow, you know what I mean? During the sunset, it's going to be really long shadow here. Look, D, Alt, project, root, boom, right? See what I mean? So it's distorted, right? So what you want to do is really simple, guys. Grab a loop here, okay, here. Move a cursor to the loop, okay, with some machine tools. I'm using Shift S with machine tools. A free add-on. I have, tutorials on this one on YouTube, so go ahead and watch them. It's a fantastic add-on. And the links are also in the video description. Now here, what you're going to do is switch this here to cursor, and then we're going to pivot this on the y-axis, right? So RY and watch. And hold Shift and be, as accurate as you can. Boom. And then project it, right? And you're done. Okay, third tip I'm going to give you is on emissive decals, okay? So let's say you have emissive decals, right? So you're going to have one decal that's emissive, okay? Here, let's just rotate it, okay? And project it somewhere here, right? So D and project. And then we're going to create another one here, right? So another decal, okay? So D and adjust and, move it here. So now if I want to adjust the light here, so adjust and E, I'm gonna be adjusting light on both of them, even though this decal here was a decal that was, you know, placed separately from this decal menu, right? It wasn't duplicated. It's not the instance or whatever. It's just not a decal. Now, what if you wanted to turn off one of them, right? So what you need to do is go here, click on the decal, and go to this tab here with mattes, and click this link data button. Okay, unlink it. Right now, when you unlink it, now what you can do is press D, adjust E, and you can turn off lights on one of them. Another tip I'm going to give you, which is quite important, is subdivision. So let's grab a sphere. This is a quad sphere with machine tools. And you can clearly see that, you know, the topology is not that dense. It's actually, you can clearly see the curvature breaking here, you know, like it's faceted, right? So when I'm going to slap a decal on it, you'll see that occasionally, if the decal is really large, right, it's going to have some problems with actually wrapping around this surface. So if I'm going to add some larger decal, like, you know, like this one, right, and I'm going to project it, there's a good chance that, you know, some of the decal parts are going to be missing. You see that? So what you can do, of course, you can adjust it, press D, you know, adjust and Alt, and gonna adjust the height of it, but parts of it gonna be too high, gonna be above the sphere, and parts of them gonna be on the sphere. What you wanna do instead, right? What you wanna do is you wanna subdivide this. So watch, Control 3, it's now nice and smooth. I'm gonna add the same decal, right? And I'm gonna project it, right? And it's no problem. So when you can subdivide the surface, do it. The other way of doing this would be subdividing decal. Sometimes, you know, you do need to create a subdivision on decal, but decal machine is going to adjust the density of topology on your decal to the density of topology on the object. Okay, so if I apply this here, right, visual to mesh, you can see that this mesh is really dense, and so is the decal, right? So it kind of follows the geometry of the object, right? And the last tip I'm going to give you is really cool as well. So let's say you have a mesh like this, and let me just make this a bit larger. So, and we're going to create a cut here, okay? So I'm going to grab an end gun, right, with box cutter. And we're going to cut something like this here, okay? Like this, and we're going to cut it in. So E, and, you know, cut in and apply it. Now, let's say that I wanted to, right? I wanted to create a decal here in the corner. So I wanted to, let's say, drop, I don't know, you know, some kind of a crate or some kind of a vent or whatever. Let's say, you know, like this one, right? Okay. So let's adjust it. There's no way I can fit it in because, you know, it's, you know, this one is squared and this one is angled, right? But what you can do, you can skew it. So GY, and you can skew the decal, or hold shift, and you can adjust it really perfectly to your geometry. See what I mean? So let me just adjust it really nicely, right, so the angle matches. Then you're gonna have nice echoing on decals, okay? So then D, project, and boom. And there you go. So you can, you know, adjust your decals to your liking. You can even, if you want to, you know, grab the verts and GG and slide them. You can, you know, kind of make a decal smaller if you can. I mean, in this case, it's not going to work very well because we have these grooves. But, you know, what if we, for example, remove these grooves? Because we can do this as well. We can do it with cutters, like I showed you before, right? So we could cut this literally here with an end gun, like this, if you wanted to, right? And you got this. So there you go, guys. It's 5 really cool tips with decals for decal machine. Hope it's gonna help you out. Thanks for watching, and I see you in the next one.